try to finish this thing up today as far as the cutting goes. Dad's already on the Ranger. He's over there, just across the way there. Thanks to the bunch. Luckily, they're all pretty close together. No pushing, no pulling, no fences. Just nice, comfortable, low stress logging. Minus, you got to worry about busting your walnut. Not much stress there. Warmed up, we're ready to go. Before we go too far, we'll get this gate shut. The last thing I want to do today is chase cattle. Now when you're cutting in these creek bottoms, it's pretty important to keep an eye out for beaver stobs. This little creek right here is full of beaver. A good friend of ours is actually trapping it in several places over here. A lot of these trees you can see were in the past they've chewed on. But there's one. But these little areas are just perfect for these little stobs to hide. So as a cutter and as a skidder operator, being on both ends of the spectrum here, when I'm cutting timber in here, I keep an eye out for those and watch where my skidder path's going to be so I can kind of trim those flat and flush with the ground. And as a skidder operator, I always try to run with my blade down. I'll come in blade first, like to this tree. See where I kind of come in here blade first to sweep the ground, and then I come back and backed in and got it, pulled it down. So beaver stob's a good way to ruin your day real fast, because as tough as these little skidder tires are, and these here are knee deep in tread because they're not even 8 months old, you can ruin one really quick. That big tree I seen from the road the other day made me want to walk down through here. My dad cut this and it fell pretty much across the creek, so as you can see, water's dripping off the top. I just grabbed the whole thing, drug it up out of the creek, quite a ways off the bank here. So like I said, it's important to try to keep the creeks clean. Tuesday and I'm still having trouble talking. To keep the creeks clean from debris and tops. So we try to, anytime we cut a tree and it falls out in the creek, which sometimes it happens, it's just, like I said, it's inevitable sometimes the way these things grow. But it's okay to cut those, but try to clean up after yourselves. That way you're not just washing a bunch of debris down the creek and taking out water gaps, fences, or even getting into some bridges and stuff. So that's very important. So we'll get this thing worked up. Good sized tree here. Good sized tree. Get it worked up. Dad's headed out there. You can kind of see him on the Ranger going. What we got left is on the other side of the creek here, these good trees. So I've got 2 more up here ahead of me. Excuse me, 3 more. I've got one on my logger that I'll take out with this one, then 2 more along the creek. Then I'll follow Dad across the little low water bridge. We'll go to the other side. back here on the other side of the creek here in the bend. I come down ahead of Dad, pushed out a road with the blade on the skidder. Dad's gonna cut that champ real quick. That was down here in the very bend of the creek, as you can see, and they've cut some good trees out of here years ago. You can see the old stumps. We're just gonna kind of get the back trees and work our way forward, because a lot of these are gonna plug up the road as they fall. So if you look up here, you can see a few more of these things. The better walnuts standing there. They're pretty obvious to pick out of the lineup there. This stuff out here has all been planted in trees. CRP ground. Years ago, that was a pretty popular deal, I guess. I don't know much about it, but I know we've been on a lot of farms where there's CRP ground projects. I guess the government paid them to plant that land in trees. It was probably pretty wet ground anyway, because most of what grows in those things, what was planted was pin oak. You'll see some ash growing in there. And generally that type of timber never really amounts to much. It just turns into thick brush. I guess it's good for wildlife, stuff like that, but as far as ever becoming marketable timber, it'll be a long, long time before a lot of it's ever marketable. Hey guys, if you like what you see, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for all of our latest videos.